Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
What's up?
Hey,
Well,
What's
I
up?
was looking at the comments about
I know.
Yoda.
We love Yoda. Oh.
Who said
Yoda
Yoda
rock.
looks scared? Mark said Yoda looks scared. He does. He looks afraid, like Darth is coming right around the corner. But I
He's
don't know.
just
I
a
didn't.
baby.
I know.
So
I
cute.
know. How's everybody doing?
Good.
Hanging
How's it
in
going?
there?
Yeah.
Hanging in there.
All right. Let's do our once around. Dave, how you doing?
I'm doing. It's kind of just dragging like the rest of the other weeks right now.
I hear you. I'm in the same boat.
Looking forward to this being passed and happy to be here tonight.
I hear you. Me too. Nancy, how are you?
What day is it? Every day is the same day. I'm doing well, though. I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's supposed to be really nice here. So I might just try to get out because I need to change the scenery,
Yeah.
not just keep looking at the same things in the house.
Yeah, I agree. I was able to get outside for a little bit, and I have a backyard. It's fenced in a little bit. It was nice, and I'm so happy that I was able to get some air, and it wasn't raining, and it wasn't cold like Saturday was. Phew, man.
Yes.
Rachel, how are you?
I'm good. Living the dream.
Everybody's living the dream. How's work?
Still like worse than Christmas with packages. So,
Well, thank you very much for your service.
no, thanks. For some reason, Monday we didn't get any Amazon. They didn't drop off any packages, which is weird.
That is strange.
We didn't complain because UPS and FedEx have been giving us extra because they can't handle it.
Yeah, I noticed sometimes that regular U.S. mail service on Sundays will drop off Amazon.
Yeah, they've been delivering Amazon on Sundays since 2013.
Yeah.
Now they deliver priority and UPS shore posts. Whenever you see shore posts on your package, that's because UPS doesn't go to everywhere we do, so it's last mile. So we've been delivering UPS packages on Sundays too now.
Cool. Audra, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Keeping busy, trying to keep sane.
Yeah, I hear you. And you're still going into the office and working, right?
Yeah, well, this week I got to work from home.
Oh, good. How was that?
Next week I'll be back.
Did you like it?
No. No. It's like one extreme to the other. I was like way too busy doing the work of 4 people in the office in a huge 3-story building to coming home and, getting weird tickets.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Last but not least, Joel, how are you doing?
Peachy.
Wow, that's really good.
Man, I'm in a words tonight. No, I'm doing good, man. Just happy it's Wednesday, halfway through the work week, and it's gonna be a beautiful weekend. And wish we had somewhere to detect. But I think Dave's gonna come down. We're gonna do some fishing.
Yeah,
and get the boat out and maybe
Good.
catch some dinner.
Can't wait to see the video. So if you don't know, Dave and Joel and myself went out Saturday, and it would have been a great intro. I mean, my front windshield was covered with snow and all that kind of stuff, but we didn't really find anything. Nothing. We kind of just absolutely have dug everything out that I think we're going to get right now out of these properties, and hopefully they turn them over real well at the end of the year. And
I found that that token.
that's right. That was a really
5
good token.
cent drink token. But I mean, really, that's it. I can't believe we didn't find another button. Yeah, I mean, I was even hunting for iron. I was looking for anything iron too that day, just the axe heads, everything. Nothing. And now they're fertilizing the field, so we're done for now.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, if you're new to the stream, just let me know if you'd like to share something with us. You can email metaldetectingnation@gmail.com. And when Darcy gets in here, someone let me know, because he had sent me something and it unfortunately didn't reach me until 2 days after. So it looks like that emails are now held up at the border for some reason. So yeah, I didn't get it. And today we're going to do kind of something interesting. We're going to ask a couple questions. We're going to love if you can join us in the chat and answer and kind of, joke along with us or be serious. The one thing you have to understand in the chat and people who watch this back is that there's about a 20-second delay from Zoom to YouTube. So you need to just be patient with us if we don't see your answers or what you would do, but we definitely would like to give you all a shout out when you answer. So definitely send me your finds or things that you'd like to share. I didn't get any, not yet. Okay. First question for everybody. We'll go around the room here and see what you guys think about this, because when I first started metal detecting, I have to be 100% honest. Dave and I did this. We actually did it. And when you hear what we did, you'll probably hate us, but you may not. I don't know. Dave had permission to go to this very early 1800s property, which had a cemetery on it. And so the first question of what do you think about metal detecting in a cemetery? I would love to hear people in the chat if anybody's done it, honestly, openly. We have. I wouldn't do it again, to be quite honest. I don't know that you really are going to find, I don't know that, maybe I'm wrong, but you guys all know how far down a body may be buried or items might be buried and how far down a metal detector can actually go finding jewelry and things like that. I actually, when we were in this spot, had no intention of digging anything up from any dead anything. I thought that people would have visited the sites for years and years and years and may have dropped a coin or two. So, Dave, what do you think?
I agree. I mean, that was how many years ago? And we did just first start, and we were looking for places to go, and I wouldn't do it again. And I don't think that, I mean, at the time that we really thought about it, but I would not go back and dig around the cemetery. And I made a point that day myself not to dig over top of where somebody was buried. And like you said, we were kind of going around the outside and where the entrance was and where people would go when they come in to visit to see if they drop something.
Right.
I don't agree that you should go into that's sacred ground. They shouldn't do it.
Agree. Nancy, what are your thoughts?
I've never done a cemetery. I've done fields next to cemeteries, including one was a modern cemetery. It was a farm field next to that that touched it, but not go by the graves at all. And an old cemetery that was across the dirt road from a field that we detected. And the person who owned that property said, well, oh, you can detect all around the walls and everything by the cemetery. And I was like, no, thank you very much. I don't want to do that. That's their final resting place. I don't agree with that. Even in the woods, we recently came across just one gravestone in the woods. And as soon as I saw that, I didn't even touch that whole area of the woods because I don't know. I mean, that might have been the only stone that they could afford. And there could have been several other graves there. So it was just like, nope. Just completely bypassed that whole area and just kept walking up the dirt road. So no, I don't believe in that.
Rachel, what about you?
No, I just always felt it was unethical.
You don't hate me, do you?
No. Like I'm like I get angry when people take stuff off of other people's tombstones, you know. I put little stuff on my mom's and I went back a week later and it was all gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of very old wives' tales about leaving trinkets and stones on top of the headstone for the person who has been buried there. Audra, what do you think?
I agree with Nancy and Dave. I don't agree with doing it. And Rachel and I have come across them in the woods, in the middle of nowhere, like a little family area. And we just never even thought about it. We just wouldn't do it. And we did hear that like military also leave like coins,
Yes.
for different reasons.
Yeah,
And,
there's different significance for different coins.
Exactly. So yeah, it's not something we would even think about.
Joel, you?
I mean, personally, I wouldn't do it. But you know, to go on your point, you know, there is a park in Akron that I want to invite you to once in a while that was a burial ground during the Great Depression, and a lot of the poor folks were buried there. And if you look at aerial views of it, there are still grave sites that visible. Kids play soccer on these grave sites, and the University of Akron has taken all the graves out, you know, the bodies over the years. But and I would go there and dig, because knowing that there's no bodies, but not a grave site. I mean, because I came across that one a few weeks ago, and man, I had people tear me apart I didn't even have my detector with me. So I wouldn't do it.
We
Yeah.
haven't touched that. We've stayed away from it.
Totally stayed away.
I do want to go in and clean it up though. That's my goal for sometime this summer, us three going out and take a mower, and it just looked disgusting.
Yeah, I agree with
I
you.
think
A
that's
lot
great.
of headstones fell over, and they were leaning against things, and
It was sad.
Yeah, so I do have regrets, not because of what you guys all had said is your opinion on what you would do, but I do regret kind of going there, you know, because you know, I do. I won't do it again, but you know, I've learned my lesson about what would be right and wrong in terms of etiquette over the years, and so.
Well, and you were new to the hobby too. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people
Mhm.
think, you know, like Dave said, and a lot of people put coins. When I go see my dad, he used to love pennies. I put a penny on his gravesite, you know, when I go see him. And I'm sure if that penny gets knocked off, it's going to end in the grass. And, you know, I mean, no one's going to go detect a huge cemetery. I hope not.
Right.
But, you know, and that's a good point, because I've always thought about when we're doing these fields, Jordy, and I've been doing fields for a long time, that what if you come across an unmarked grave? You know, like there was a plot back in the field, and somebody, you know, 50 years ago removed all the headstones, and then you end up finding out that it was a graveyard. I mean, I don't know if I would feel bad about that because you didn't know, but like, because you remember when we went out a couple weeks ago, there was a graveyard marked on the map, right?
So that was actually my next question.
Oh, sorry, I ruined it.
No, you're good. You're totally fine. I'm glad you brought it
Let
up.
him into it.
Yeah. So essentially, if you look on some of the old maps, and the oldest map that we could find for our area is 1859, you'll notice that there are some areas marked cemetery, but there is no cemetery there. So one of two things. It was a family cemetery for the house. Over the years, no one else was alive to manage, take care of it, or it was moved. I would probably lean towards the cemetery being moved. And so what do you guys think about going to a place marked a cemetery, knowing that there were people there, not to dig up bodies or anything like that? What do you guys think about that?
Well, you're not going to dig up a body. I mean, most bodies are.
I know.
I mean, most bodies are buried 6 feet. I mean, that's been the wives' tale for years. Is 6 feet under. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know, because we dig so many fields. Like I said, how do we know there wasn't a cemetery there?
True. That's true. So a couple people posted. I don't know if you guys have seen. Richard Jones says that I was given permission to detect the cemetery. Told the farmer I get the willies being near it. I couldn't possibly detect it. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have the same opinions that pretty much we all have. Next question. Ready for the next question?
Sure.
Okay, here we go. And then Jonathan sent me something I'll share with you. What do you think about sharing what you find with a property owner? Do you voluntarily share the items that you find with the owner, or do you only share if they request that you share? Dave, what do you think?
It depends on the owner. Some of them really are interested in what you're doing and are just want to see what you found. And I don't have a problem with it at all. And I guess if anybody asked me and they gave me permission to go and I went on their land and they wanted to know, I'd show them, you know. I volunteer stuff? No. But when they ask, I'm 100% honest. And like I said, there's some of them that really do want to know. They're super interested in like where we've been going. They're the one couple that lives, their family's been there for years. They are interested in seeing what we found, and they just like the history too.
Audra, what do you think?
We always offer, and they never want it. We had like one person want it when we went
they
to.
wanted a spoon.
No, it was the watch fob.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like most recently was the spoon over here, that old house by me.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was cool. And you know, we love to when they're interested. You know, when they're interested, we would make them a display of it. You know, if they wanted it, but they just don't want it. But I'm looking forward to the day they do want it, and we get to make them a nice display.
Or they'll say, yeah, you can show us what you find, and then we lay it all out in the back of the car, and they come over and go, yeah, that's nice. I know.
Walk away.
Yeah, they're not really that interested.
Yeah, that's one thing that I've always done. Ever since I started detecting, I always said, you know, I'll show you everything I find. If there's something you want, I'll be more than happy to give it to you. And that's the God's honest truth. Because for me, it's more, I haven't sold any of my finds. So it's not like I'm going to make any money on this. It's about what we're unearthing in terms of saving history. Joel, what do you think?
I always offer, but I haven't been asked really. A lot of the places when we're doing fields and stuff like that, the farmers usually just don't care. They're like, okay, you're doing what? Okay. When I'm doing houses, it's a little different. When I do door knock, I do explain to them that they can see everything we find, but I would like to keep the coins if possible. Anything historic to the house with the old owner's name or, you know, family heirlooms, of course, jewelry. I don't really care. They can have it. But most of the time the reaction I get is, look, you've bought your metal detector. You're taking time to come out and do it. You can just keep everything. But the funny thing is most people like pocket knives. Every time I show somebody a pocket knife that I've recovered in their yard, they want it, and that's fine. You know, take it. But that's happened like 3-4 times to me that, you know, I found 30 different things that are, you know, old coins and that are like, oh, can I have that pocket knife? Yeah, go ahead.
Nancy, what do you think?
Most of my detecting is in the woods. So I'm not really dealing with a lot of farms or property owners, but I have brought some of my finds to the Historical Society thinking that they would want some, and they didn't want it.
Really?
But I thought it was pretty historical for what this area was, and that the farm is, that part of the woods was known as a big farm that time. But they said they already had those items before and they didn't want it. I do have a permission down the road from my house. And when I first started there, they were like, oh, can I see? But I think a button was the only thing they ever took. And the rest of it was like, why do you want that? They used to ask me, why do you want it? I'm like, I do. So no.
I mean, that's good of you for asking your Historical Society. You know, I definitely have donated to the Historical Society here locally. I know Audra and Rachel do like all the time. And so, yeah, I mean, it's always good to give back, and those will be there forever. You know, so, and by the way, with the pocket knives, Joel, I don't know about anybody else, but the pocket knives that I find they're not even usable. They're like, they're all
Corroded.
rusted out and stuff like that. I think I found one blade was clean, more of a modern.
Yeah, but you can put those in an electrolysis system and they will, you're not going to use it again, but you could get detail off of it. So
I got to share something with you that Tinks actually, if you saw in the chat, it was hysterical. Going back to the cemetery, Tink says, I always leave I would say that's a 50 pence. I don't know.
50p. Yeah.
50p. Yep.
At my uncle's grave, when he kicked the bucket, I owed him 7,000 euros. So, so I thought that was cool.
Oh, that's good.
Penny. Oh, that's great.
That's the humor. All right, going on to the next one. And this has happened. I know that it's happened. And it's going to be an interesting discussion, I think. It's never happened with me. I don't know if it's ever happened with Dave or not, but what happens when someone jumps your permission? How do you handle that? What do you do? I mean, do you have an exclusive permission with the landowner? I just want to hear your thoughts. We'll switch it up. Joel, go first.
Well, going back to, I do a lot of fields, is usually when I door knock and ask the farmer, I try to make it very clear. Well, first thing is I find out if anybody's ever dug there before. But by the end of the conversation with the farmer, I say, I would like to have an open permission. An open permission means I can come back whenever I want. And it kind of means that I have the rights to it. And most of them say, yeah, go ahead. You can come back whenever you want. Here's my number. You don't need to call. It's happened to me once, and they let them dig, which we already pretty much told the farmer we were done. And the funny part of it is the owner didn't take any of our fines, but she took all their fines. They found an Indian head and a button. I mean, that's how much we cleaned out the place. And I think we pulled something like 8 Indians out of there, a couple large cents back in the day. So, and I know it's a fellow YouTuber from Ohio. I noticed in one of his videos that he was digging in the same spot. So we went back a couple weeks later and just to stop by and say, hey, thanks for letting us do it. And they told us that somebody else was there. So I don't really care. Somebody wants to, and at first when I started doing YouTube, I was really careful about showing where I was digging, because there was a lot of metal detectors around Ohio that would love to jump on a good permission. So, but I don't really care if they want to come after me and clean up my trash. That's okay.
Nancy, what about you?
I would never jump on someone else's permission. As you said, I do a lot of town forests, and we go all over New Hampshire. And so I know of some pretty nice sites that I didn't know about, that I knew from other people in my crews or from others. I would never dare take, if they found that site, that's theirs. Even though it's town forest and public property you can go on, I would ask them if I could go and visit that site, even though I could go there on my own because it's technically public, but I wouldn't do that because I didn't find that property. I'm sorry. I mean, your permission, I think, is your permission. And if you want to share it with others, that's great. And I appreciate it when someone shares one of their places, especially because I do a lot of cellar holes. But I would never just go there on my own. That's wrong.
Rachel, what about you?
No, we don't get too many permissions. And the ones we do get, most people will probably drive by because it doesn't look like a place you'd want to hunt. But, we've done our research. So, but we do go to one area that butts up against a park that's actually part of the Audubon Society. And we have permission to be there, but we know somebody else was there. So
By the open holes they leave.
yeah, and I mean craters. And we haven't caught the person, and maybe they think it's part of the park system because on the other side of the road it is the park. But yeah, we don't like that.
Now, can I add to this question a little bit too? What do you feel about areas? I can explain. Okay, so there's a lot of area in Ohio, and there's a lot of diggers in Ohio. I mean, do you respect, like, okay, say Joe Schmo is digging in, Smithville, which is right, that's where I dig a lot. And do you try to stay out of his area, or, I mean, permissions are permissions? What do you guys think about that?
Well, I used to, so I don't know any other YouTubers that I detect that I can get to, like Joel, when I met you through Donnie, and I've detected with Donnie before, and I know Donnie is digging in, Worcester, and these are southwest of me, or sorry, southeast of me. I would never go down there digging in another area unless it was like a huge public park, and a lot of people were doing it. But if, I would never invite myself either.
No, I'm not saying invite. But I don't feel that. I feel every area is free game. If Donnie's going to Worcester and I get a permission in Worcester, I don't feel that it's right for him to say, I'm just using Donnie as an example. He doesn't do that.
I know.
But I'm not going to tell you guys, hey, you guys can't come to Coventry and dig. This is my area. I'm not going to do it because it's free game. Well, and Dave and I have had that conversation too. There's areas around you that I know other people dig.
Exactly.
That if I find the spot up there and I get the permission, it should be free game.
So this case in point, we were having a conversation with Don, and we were looking at old maps, and I go, look what I found, guys. And we showed all these different areas. And Don was like, by the way, these areas are 5 minutes away from my house. Don was like, oh, I dug that one, and I dug that one. And yeah, I've been there. I have permission there. And at first, I have to be honest, I was like, seriously? Like, seriously, you can't find anything closer to where you live? But then immediately what took over was like, good for him. Good for him if that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, because if you're going to do the research, I don't care whose area it is.
I necessarily wouldn't do it because I don't want to, I guess, go door knocking for permissions an hour and a half away, even though I can find something good for me.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, but Dave and I were talking the other night about us three are going to start doing map research. Yeah. I'm not going to stay out of an area because somebody else digs there. I'm not going to go on their permissions, and I'm not, but if I do the work and we do the work, I don't care whose area it is. I mean, I have a lot of competition down here in Southern Ohio. Well, we're not really Southern, but I mean, I have Square Nail Squirrel. I have Donnie. There's oh gosh, I forget his name. Tim. What's his name? Digging Beeps, I think it is. I mean, there's a lot of competition down my way of metal detectorists, and it's kind of all everybody for themselves.
What do you think, Dave?
Well, I'm kind of like, if somebody has permission to be there, then definitely not. But if it's in an area, even in our area, if somebody got permission across the street from something that I didn't get permission at, that's, yeah, fine. No big deal. I mean, they got it. Good for them. I
agree. Well, let me give a little break in here and share with you guys what. So I have the name, John. Is it Mejia? And I don't know who John is on here. If anybody knows, let me know. But John found a pretty beat up Washington quarter. I want to share that with everybody here.
That's a good way to put that. Sorry, Jody. In the chat, Ray just said, live free and dig. He said it's kind of like someone taking you to their hunting spot and then you go back out there without them.
Well, yeah, and I'm not saying that wasn't my point to it. My point was not going back to, because like these spots that Dave and Jordy and I have done, I would never think of going back to them without them. But I'm just talking about area-wise. So say, like, if I didn't dig with Jordy and Dave and I found a spot right down the road from them and I went and door knocked it and they said, yeah, do it. and Dave and Jordy are driving by and says, "What the heck are you doing here?" I'm going to say, "I have permission."
Yeah.
Areas aren't permissions.
Yes.
Separate. They don't count.
Nope. No.
All right, show that bad boy coin. I was looking.
I did. I'll
it
share
looks
it
pretty.
again.
Share it again.
Yeah, it's so this is, I figured out because I'm an investigative reporter here. This is John from the detecting zone. Jonathan from the detecting
Jonathan.
zone. And wow, that's a crusty silver, but it's silver. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
It looks like it was almost out of the water.
Either that or in a fire, maybe.
Oh, fire damage. Yes.
Is that from Dead Horse Bay, Jonathan? Or is that a beach one?
Oh, that's a beach one because he said he went beach detecting, so it might be.
That's rough. That's hard to find a silver. I've never found silver on a beach ever. Well, silver's ring, but I've never found any older coins.
Yeah.
So
Jonathan's a big beach hunter, so
All those Jersey boys are.
Yeah, the New York boys.
Those New York and New Jersey boys.
New York.
New York.
Park, he said, yeah.
Oh, cool. So it must have been fire damage or something.
Maybe. Only 2 silvers.
Said Ferry Point Park in the Bronx is where that came from. So Torment Park.
How much does a permit cost to metal detect in in New York City?
0, I think. That's what Jonathan told me the other day on Instagram.
Is it?
Because I was talking to him on Instagram the other night. He's like, "Hey, just get on and get your permit. So if you're ever you can hit me up if you're ever out this way."
Yeah. Very cool. All right. We got another little what would you do here? And this is a good one. What do you think about selling your items? And you can also include in your answer if you know or if you've ever sold anything. And if you know if there are buyers out there, where is the best place for either us or people here in the chat to sell their items? And I know a lot of people eBay their stuff, but I know that we have collectors, groups of collectors. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Nancy.
I know, no. I was like, oh.
No, I won't sell anything. What I find is for me to keep or me to donate to Historical Society if they want it, but it's not for me to profit off of. That's not why I'm doing it. But I mean, I don't condone other people that do. But plus I haven't found anything that valuable.
Audra.
Well, we don't usually, Rachel could speak for herself, but we don't usually sell our finds. We like to display them or give them to friends, give them away in giveaways, the Historic Society. But the one thing is, if I get like modern jewelry, like that I'm not going to wear or I don't need or I don't like, it's not historic, then at the end of the year, I get rid of it. Yep. And I buy more metal detecting stuff, upgrade my equipment, so it all goes back into Jersey History Hunters somehow.
Rachel, you want to follow that?
Yeah, I don't find jewelry. I'm allergic to it.
And the bottles, some of the bottles, I have a garage full of bottles. I have a house full of bottles. I have so many bottles. I've been doing this for 30 years.
You have a museum.
A lot of stuff. I can't keep it all. I can't give it all away. So sometimes I'll take them to the flea market.
Joel?
Got me drinking. No, I don't really. I've been offered quite a bit of money for a few of my finds. And I would say if it's like Audra said, that if it's like modern gold, silver, and stuff like that, I'll hold on to it for a while, but I don't really find a lot of stuff like that because I don't do beaches, and I'm still waiting on my old gold ring that I want to find. Someday I'll find one, but no coins. The coins are my baby. I don't care if you can't even see anything on it and somebody offered me $1 million. I want to display them and I want to, take care of them. And
Dave, what about you?
I've cleaned up and cashed in clad.
Oh, I guess
I
clad.
use that
makes
to
sense.
buy metal detecting stuff. That's what I save it for. But no, I haven't sold anything. Don't plan on it.
Yeah, I think last year I had 70. My wife and I rolled all of my clad that I found when we were doing tons of houses, other than Wheaties. I keep my way Wheaties. I think I had $75 to turn in. I mean that's pretty good for.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I got caught up reading some of the comments.
Yeah.
I was just letting Mark know he missed Yoda. And he goes, that's the story of my life. He was out digging and playing in the dirt. And then Sonia chimes in and says that Jordy and I have one under our seats in our car and in my truck. And I'll let you guys guess what that is.
The horseshoe.
Yeah, we have a lucky horseshoes under our seat. I just first horseshoe I found, I put it under my seat. When Sonia found hers, I told her throw it under your seat and put it in a baggie and get it under your seat for good luck. So I will be 100% honest. I was extremely lucky in the first, I would say, 3 years of metal detecting. I found gold chains. I found gold rings. And that is what I used to actually upgrade all my equipment. I looked up online and I found a refinery in Michigan who only took 2% of what the spot price on gold was. It was the cheapest, the best, do you remember Cash for Gold? You go to the mall or go to some place and you go and they would do like 30% spot. So they would look at what you had, detect how much it was, and then they charge you a bunch for it. Well, this was a place that I actually scrapped some of the things I had and what I had found, and I upgraded to my E-Track. And that's how I got that. Sold a detector, upgraded to E-Track, but I have essentially not found any gold. I haven't really been in areas where gold rings, gold jewelry would be. We're kind of really looking for older stuff right now, but I think we're going to be back to those parks pretty soon right now. So you never know what we're going to find. But yeah, that's my story right there. So what else? I got one more question, but does anyone in the chat have a question or a what would you do if scenario? And if you have something to share with me, which nobody has sent me anything else. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I do. From Kay's Digging. I got a couple things from Kay. I'm scrolling through to see what you found. Oh, the last one is the best. I know some people will be happy to see that. All right, I'm going to share this right now from Kay. You guys will really appreciate that. First, we got a war nickel. Very cool.
Silver.
Yeah, very hard to find. And Marble Town right here. We have Mercury dime, 19.
Oh, nice one. 29, is it?
20,
or is it 8?
No, it looks like a 29
I think it's 29.
because you see the loop there.
Yeah. And dun 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 dun. Spoons.
Spoonage.
Love that.
Spoonage.
I love the little silver spoon. Look at that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Little
Oh,
baby
congratulations, Kay. Those are great.
spoon. Might have been a baby spoon.
The silver baby spoon.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
It looks
maybe
silver.
the kid was born with a silver spoon in his mouth.
Yes.
So I won't say Joel would know, but okay.
No,
so
I wouldn't know.
Going on, I'm just kidding. All right, so just having fun. All right, so again, if you have anything you want to share with me, and we'll shout you out, and that'll be fun. Okay, last question. Maybe not the last question. I don't know if there's been anything in here.
I'm looking.
Very chatty tonight. It's really good. It was pretty much 50-50 on keeping or selling.
Was it?
Yes.
I know that when Joel threw out the $1 million number, I'd be like, here you go.
I don't know. I have that that mosaic horse bridle thing. I got offered like $450 for that thing.
Really?
And I have a couple other local historical things that I've been offered hundreds of dollars for too. So maybe someday it'll be my retirement.
We were offered like 800 and something dollars for that gold brooch.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Not
Oh,
selling.
wow. Oh,
yeah.
oh,
But
your gun.
do we agree though that everything has a price though? I mean, honestly though, do we
It was
agree?
8,000 maybe.
Yeah. So there,
Honestly,
Yeah,
yes.
maybe.
I'll be
Yeah.
honest. Yes.
I would be honest too.
Yeah.
Unless it's something sentimental to me, I could easily part with something. I just choose not to because I like to have a collection here of the things that I found.
Yeah,
All
maybe,
right.
maybe if like somebody offered me a brand new metal detector for something, maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on
So
what
you'll
it is.
take a brand new metal detector, but you won't take $1 million.
I was just using it as
That's a good question,
as a
Jordy.
thing because I can tell you what, I'll never find anything that's worth $1 million anyway.
Yeah.
Never know.
Unless I find that one penny that everybody's looking for.
Yeah.
It's
That
up
one Wheatie.
there.
It's up
Which
there.
one? Which Wheatie? There's
Is
a
it the
couple
40?
Keating.
Is it the 43?
43
Oh,
copper.
you're talking about
43.
yeah. There's no way you'd find that metal detecting, right? That
Don't
would
tell
be-
me that. I'm still thinking about it, Jordy.
I know, but
Don't,
wouldn't that
don't break my heart.
that would
That's
be
going to be
rusted.
my first Wheatie. I'll tell
Every
you.
time, yeah, she hasn't found a weedy yet. She's gonna pull a 43 copper.
Wouldn't that be
Really?
rusted out though?
No, there's another one too. It's on that high, the 77 for
There's
sure.
a 55 double stamp as well.
Yeah,
Go
the
back.
77 Indian. If I ever pull one of those out of the ground, I might have a heart attack.
So Madison Maine said $1 million. He said you could have all my finds. Take it all. Take it all.
I think Audra had a question before.
Oh, I was just saying that's another good question for Jordy to ask is how many metal detectorists collect metal detectors?
I know
I have a few myself.
Joel does, but you will part with some of them for good reason.
Yeah, I did just part with one for good reason. Has he used it yet, Dave? Have you got him out?
Not yet. He just had surgery in his mouth. So
I gave Dave's grandson my Technetics Delta 4000. You know, it's better than collecting dust in here, and just let him use it.
well, he's
Let him
gonna
hit it
be
against
thrilled.
trees, and I mean, who cares?
He has a yard full of unbelievable
Oh,
finds.
yes, he
Listen,
does.
I don't think he has to go anywhere for permissions. Just stay in his own yard.
But
Look at everything he found his first time out.
But the one reason why I gave it to him, he can swing Dave's, I'm sure. He can swing his grandpa's. But there's nothing like finding that first coin or first relic with your own metal detector. And that's why when I saw that video, I was like, it's got to go to him. Just because I found my first silver on that metal detector. So I'm like, it's going to be awesome when he finds this first coin. And you better record it too, Dave.
And I have to add that Jordy also gave him a pinpointer as well.
Pinpointer.
Oh, you're awesome.
Okay, but I didn't give him the pinpointer. Joel gave Gabrielle the pinpointer, and you see how many times Gabby's been out detecting. So I
Yeah,
gave-
where's she at tonight? Because I mean,
Yeah,
It's
she's in
because
the
you
room.
have not bought her a simplex. Buy her a simplex, and she said she'll be out. detecting.
but the thing is she has free game to my simplex anytime
right.
she wants it. I
That's
mean,
right.
It's not the same. She has to have her own machine.
She cannot wake up.
she cannot wait, or it's too cold.
Right.
Her feet get cold very easily. We'll just say that.
Yeah, which is code for I want to talk to my girlfriend. Okay,
Yeah.
so me. I have 3 metal detectors. I have a Equinox 800. I have a Tesoro Silver UMax, and I have a Fisher F4. I used to have the Whites MXT, the E-Track, and the that was it. But I don't collect them per se. I don't know. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
I like the vintage ones. I want to get my hands on more vintage metal detectors. The smaller one back here is Richard Jones. I don't know, hopefully he's still in there. He sent that to me. And then the other whites one, the bigger one, my neighbor gave to me. I want to fill my whole wall with vintage metal detectors.
That'd be cool.
Start
And
going to the yard sales.
No, yeah. I try, we have a huge flea market in Hartville, Ohio. I mean, there's hundreds, but of course this year, who knows what's going to go on with it. But I always look there. I'm on a vintage metal detecting Facebook page, and you can get them so cheap. But are you laughing? You're not. What are you laughing at?
Oh my God, Tinks.
Thanks.
What is
Did you
Tink
read
saying
it?
now? No.
Yes, I did.
Oh my God, he goes, I'm going to give you 2 gold
Oh.
rings for free. The only catch is the wife will still be wearing them.
Did Jason have a question, or was he just being a smart butt like always?
He
Oh,
was
or
being a
just-
smart butt.
Okay,
Being a
never
smart
mind.
But
Okay.
Jason's
What,
being Jason.
When he puts question next to it, I'm kind of like, oh, is he actually asking something?
Because he
No,
wants
never
somebody
mind.
to read it. He wants to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
So Audra, I see the bounty hunter in the back corner,
Mhm.
and do you guys have more than what you all have? I know collectively you have the Equinox, the bounty hunter, the AT Maxes, right?
Pros.
Pros.
Oh,
Pros.
wow. Did you see that, Jordy? Stay in.
I did not see. So far, 12 small items classed as treasure have been donated by the farmer and me to our local museum, and 1 big silver Viking mount was brought by British Museum after a very long. Oh, they bought it, not brought it. They bought it for €9,000
Oh, crap.
9,000 pounds there.
or pounds. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Wow.
Very
That's a lot of
nice.
money.
That it is.
It's so cool because I'm watching the Vikings and Last Kingdom, and I'm thinking about all of the hordes that they had, and
Yeah, my family's from Norway. I would love to go over there and metal detect because, all the Vikings and stuff. That'd be really cool.
Nancy, you have a couple detectors.
I do. I started with the Bounty Hunter 4, and then I got the AT Max. And when I bought the Max, I got a package deal, and it came with a free Bounty Hunter 2000, Legacy 2000. And then I have the Simplex that was given to me. And my new baby is my Knox 600. So yeah, it's 5.
You hoarder.
Yeah, you didn't even let Audra finish our repertoire of machines. Stop.
I know. I was going to say they've got a stack.
Okay, Audra. Rachel, continue. I'm sorry.
Well, Audra
Sorry
has
about that.
bounty hunters because I don't remember the names, and one's like a Gold Finder, Land Rover. I don't know. What are
I don't even know
James
anymore. What
Bond.
was the
No.
question?
Your metal detectors.
Oh, I don't know. We have a lot. We have how many you have, Rachel? 3? I have 5.
On the bounty hunters?
Yeah.
I think I have 2 or 3 bounty hunters.
I had a whites. I love that. They look good back there. I might want to get another one.
Then we each have AT Pros. And then we have the Simplex and the Knox. And who knows, we might get that Apex.
Are you thinking about it?
We'll
What
see.
a great segue.
Right into it.
What a great segue. What do you all think about the new Garrett Apex detector? So we can discuss some stuff, but just for fun, let's go around and everyone pick a function or some kind of technology you think it's going to have. And then in 2 days, because if you don't know, Garrett will unveil the Apex metal detector on Friday. And we can then all get all judgy with it here next week. So what do you guys think? Dave, what do you think? Dave swings Garrett.
Yeah, watching their 2 little videos they had, and they're not giving up very much. Besides, they're showing an ace, which makes me believe
You stole my thing. I'm just kidding.
Sorry, but that's what
I'm just messing with you. We were
they're
talking
probably
about that.
replacing the ace line. But besides that, they're not giving up a whole heck of a lot. So I guess we just have to wait till the 15th and see what they have. If it is something cool and I get a chance to check it out, I would look into getting it.
We have to pause because everybody in the chat's telling me that he had a legit question.
Jason, was it really a legit question?
He said if Chig was digging on a 1790 farm that he had permission from the owner, but it was a preserved land and the owners didn't care, should he email Chig to see if he can go? And his second part of the question was, or should he just talk to the owners and go?
Okay, so Chig, are we talking? Okay, so we talking about Bo. Okay. I would just go talk to the owner, be honest with you. Or email. I mean, Bo, I don't know if he'll respond.
He
But
would text Bo and be like, dude, we're going with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You got his phone number,
sorry.
right?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that was a legit question. I thought Jason was just being Jason.
Shame on you.
Dude. And like we were talking about earlier, things will sell. That has a price.
Yeah.
That is another good question.
That
that is another good question that we should maybe talk about next week is, would you pay to go on a permission? I've known some people that have done that have went to Gettysburg and has paid a couple $100s to hunt a farm, but we could talk about that next week.
Let's talk about that next week. Jason, I would, if he had a legit permission, I would first talk to the landowner, and I would talk to Bo. And if Bo said, "Yeah, I could come along," I would let the property owner know I would also be there. I would go.
Yeah.
Jason said he dug on a farm in his town.
That'd be cool. I'm coming with you, Jason. All right, where were we at? The Apex?
Apex.
All right. So, Dave, did you say something that you think might be on this detector?
I don't know. I'm going based on what I've seen. So
Okay.
I couldn't.
I'm going to go last because, whatever. Who wants to go next? Okay, Joel, go ahead.
Jeez.
Here we go.
You guys ready for this? All right. Of course, we all know it's probably going to be waterproof because whatever. We all know it's going to be a built-in battery. The only thing I'm going to say is it's going to be a single frequency. I believe it's going to be, because I don't think MindLab owns the rights to a lot of the multi-frequency technology. So I can put it this way. It's either going to be a single frequency or it's going to be where kind of like the Amphibio where you switch it yourself.
You got to pick one because you stole one of mine.
I'm sorry. No. Okay.
He stole everybody's.
I'm sorry. That's why don't let me go second. Because I've been thinking about this thing for a long time, and single frequency. I'm gonna go with that. It's gonna be single instead of multi.
Who wants to go next?
Sorry, I stole everybody's.
Still everybody.
Nancy's giving me the mean mug.
I'll go.
Okay,
Nancy's like, I'm not doing your stream anymore, Joel.
I think it's going to be waterproof. It better be waterproof.
Better be.
It better be waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be lightweight. I think it better have a backlight. Because
that's a good point. I never thought
that is a good point. I
Very,
didn't think of that
very good
either.
point.
I think it's going to have some type of multi-frequency, most likely the kind you have to change yourself, but it's going to have it. It better have it. I think that 2-in-1 coil thing it's going to have, I think one is more going to be just like a very good pinpointer type feature. And I think that's about it.
I'm gonna go with the winning one.
Rechargeable.
I think because the Max comes with a backlight, the AT Pro doesn't. But I'm gonna go with the winning one here, and it's gonna be bigger VDI numbers because I know they've been listening to their customers.
I agree 100% on that.
And probably 5 tones instead of 3.
Nancy?
I think, well, I mean, the trailers have been horrible,
Yeah.
but they oh God, but they did give you the preview of the control box, but they didn't show you the coil part. So I do think that's going to be one of their big features is the coil, whether or not it's going to be the interchangeable coils. But I do think that's probably going to be their big selling feature on top of, they've changed things a little bit. I don't think it's going to be any sort of multi. I don't really see that. I mean, even Gypsy we had on, she didn't see that being possible either. So I'll be surprised if that happens.
Yeah, American Woodland Relics asked question, affordable. I would say Simplex. I think they're going to come out with a wired one or with wireless.
Joel,
Come on, I haven't gone yet.
I'm just answering his question. That's all I'm doing.
You're gonna ruin it for me.
Okay, go ahead, Jordy. I'm sorry.
Oh,
man.
Jordy.
I can't, bro. These are magic, but I can't read your mind.
All right, so here's the deal. I think it's going to be. I think that it's going to be that Bluetooth Wi-Fi like the Equinox. I think that they're going to integrate the actual headphones into the unit. You won't have to have the extra a module, so it'll be integrated into the unit. And they've got to do something. I think they're going to have to do something besides what everyone has talked about. I definitely think it has to be lighter. Absolutely has to be lighter. I would hope the 2-in-1 coil would work. I don't know how that would work. If you can turn one, if one is concentric and one is double D, I don't know if that works. You could turn one off, or I don't know. But I think that it's got to have some Bluetooth capability or maybe connectivity with your phone in some way. They've got to come out and really compete with everyone else that's already doing it. I don't know about GPS or any of that stuff, but we will all find out. Joel, go. So my guess was Bluetooth to be integrated.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be multi-frequency that you actually switch in between, like
the Amphibio.
Yep.
So like the Amphibio, pretty much. Because they're not going to be able to put a true multi-frequency in it because they own it. I mean, MindLab owns the technology unless they came out. I'm thinking $400. I'm thinking $350 to $400. They're going to keep it in that range. Unless they come out with, like the Vanquish did, that has different packages. The Vanquish has 3 different models.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably will have going on history. I mean, like the Ace series had 3 different ones.
Yep.
The AT has 2. So
maybe you're right. That's
to be honest with you,
trailers are up against the Ace.
It's up against the Ace. So that's
why I'm seeing it being, that's kind of telling you the price range. Because they didn't go up against the Max or the Pro. It went up against the Ace.
It went up against the Ace. That's why I'm thinking Simplex computer, pretty much. I mean, something
it won't be yellow.
No, I hope it won't be yellow. I kind of like how they, they showed a little bit of the control box. I like that they're going to that style now. That's what most metal detectors are. And Aldra said bigger VDI. Because that was always my biggest issue about using a Garrett was, man, that VDI is just so small. I mean,
well, let's hope they don't have a clock on it.
maybe that's the game.
Detector.
Hey, maybe that's the game changer. Maybe that's what they're talking about. They're putting a digital clock on it.
When I'm out detecting, I don't want to know what time it is.
Maybe it has already one of those detecting apps in it that help you grid. tracks your lines.
A tracking.
Could you
Yeah,
imagine?
we
There's a
can't
great
quit.
idea.
That is.
There are a couple apps out there like that, but I heard they don't work very good. But if you could put it into your detector, but then you're looking at probably $1,000 detector. And I'm telling you what, right now, with the state of the economy, with people getting laid off and stuff like that, if Garrett brings a metal detector out more than $400, it's going to be a waste of time. That's always been my opinion on it. Even before the economy crashed, when I heard that they were coming out with a new metal detector, I just think beginning to intermediate metal detectors is the hot thing right now.
What if they surprise you though, and they do have some kind of technology that, I mean, it's possible.
Oh, it's anything's possible these days, but I think it would be
So
cool.
wait and see.
Few more days.
Why are you waiting for me to be quiet?
All right, so here we go.
Hey, Darcy's here, by the way.
That's
Darcy's
why.
here.
So Darcy sent this stuff into me last week,
Hi,
and it
Darcy.
like was held up at the border. Haha. Okay, so I don't know what any of these things are because of the description. So let me cycle through them. Not
I see
sure. maybe-
88. I see.
18, is it 84?
18,
84.
84.
That's an Indian head penny.
Yeah.
It's an Indian.
Darcy got his first Indian head penny.
Relic girls, what do you think?
Yeah, that's all you ladies.
I can't tell.
I don't know. It kind of looks like a valve stem.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Man,
Some sort
Model-
of tube. So it
Model
looks like an old,
T? It doesn't
old
look like a
valve
Model
stem.
T.
Not with that thing on top.
No.
next.
An old Canadian car.
Yeah, maybe.
Model T valve
Gee.
stem cover.
There we go.
Very good, guys.
There
Except
were-
for my iPhone.
Yeah, there was more though. Where is it? There was more.
Oh, they didn't.
So it was text. So he texted it, and that's what the border did. They made him show everybody what they were doing and texting. And okay, so congrats, Darcy. I just wanted to. If you guys don't know Darcy, Kent Valley Diggers on here. He's what a great guy. And
Pip rocks.
yep, totally.
Mhm.
All right, we're over a little bit, but I'm hoping that everybody here is looking forward to the after party. You're more than welcome to share your opinions with us. I saw a lot of opinions in here from what Donnie thought it was going to be, what some other people thought, and we'll see. I think it's fun. I'm looking forward to it. Does anybody know how they're going to actually unveil it? Are they doing a video?
They're doing a live stream.
They're doing a live
Friday
stream.
at
11 a.m.?
Yeah.
Or is it 11 a.m. Texas time? So what?
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it's 2 hours.
So
So it might be, I don't think they would do it at 9 a.m. our time though. That's early.
Hey, Jordy, just one
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, 11 a.m. Central. 11 a.m. Central.
So it's 9 a.m. our time then.
Yeah.
Ooh.
In my
That would be
calendar too.
Oh, that
Yeah.
sucks because I'll be casing mail.
Before you drop your after party link, I'd like to drop a link into the chat. Paul from American Woodland Relics, he is having a 500 giveaway coming up. He is like 6 or 7 away from 500. So if we could kind of help him out, that would be great, and he'll be able to kick off his amazing giveaway. So please just take a moment. Anybody that hasn't followed Paul, please click on that link, right click on it, open in a new tab. That way you won't lose us, and you'll be able to follow Paul, and he has a giveaway video on there. So keep an eye out. And like I said, he's just a few away. I think he's like 6 now. So maybe he can get 500 today. That would be fabulous.
I think we can
Guys.
do that for sure.
I'm gonna
There
put
we
them
go.
on you. I'm gonna put them on my community page right now.
Awesome.
We
All
did
right.
already
Well,
earlier.
thanks everybody.
Did you?
I thought it was fun.
Yes, that was great.
Good
Yeah.
talking. good topics. Everybody, I like how everybody's a little bit more.
Sorry, I talk too much, but I
No, you
always
don't.
talk too much.
No, you don't.
Let me end it with apologizing for doing what I did when I first started metal detecting. Thank you for not beating me up too badly, everybody.
That's later, Jordy.
And
Watch his subs drop.
It's like, boom.
Whoop.
Okay, so here we go. I'm going to post it in there, and everybody join us for the after party. Thank you. Hope to see you next week.
Come to the party.
Look out for the Apex revealing 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely going to watch that, and I'm going to be like giggling, and it's going to be fun to kind of be an armchair quarterback with this. So it'll be
You're going to be giggling?
Giggling. I'm a giggler. All right, so I'm going to post.
Paul needs 2 more, everybody. 2 more for Paul. Come on.
Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great one,
Hey,
guys.
thanks, everyone.
Jordy,
Stay safe.
post the link again. After party time. Come
Night,
follow
all.
us.
Take care.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.